What's up, guys? It's MedPack420 here with Life Liberty Gaming, coming at you with a new one. And today, looks like Capcom is being accused of plagiarism for their new Resident Evil game. I have not played RE Village yet. I will probably be playing it later on in the year, actually, because I'm still trying to get through RE7, and I still want to finish RE3 Remaster. I've got a gigantic back catalog, and I just don't have time to get through all these games. But I am running through 7 on PC right now, so that's pretty good. But RE8, I played the demo, definitely got some RE4 vibes with the picking up the monies and the merchant coming back and just the overall color palette with everything being brown. It was I'm getting some RE4 vibes, but it's, you know, different deal. But yeah, today though, well, actually yesterday, because it'll be going up on Thursday morning, but yeah, so filmmaker Richard Raphorst has denounced Capcom for some of the monster designs featured in Resident Evil Village, alleged in a LinkedIn post that they have taken without authorization or credit from his 2013 movie Frankenstein's Army, where a battalion of Russian soldiers during World War II step inside a lair of a mad scientist and have to deal with his flesh and metal war monsters. So I've seen clips of RE8, and you know, spoilers for anyone who doesn't play it, or, you know, but if you play the demo, you're fighting, you know, these, I guess, kind of monster, kind of werewolf kind of deals, and later on in the game, as you get further on, you run into these machine monster humanoid creatures, and yeah, here we go. There's some. This is from Frankenstein's Army, this propeller head creature. And yeah, I've seen some gameplay, and they've got this same type of creature. This was missing arms, but same deal. And yeah, they both catch fire. And interesting. I haven't really seen Frankenstein's Army. It's probably some low budget or some like independent thing, or just something that I've never had any interest in or care for. But very interesting. This reminds me of that Simpsons episode.
Okay, maybe my dad did steal Itchy, but so what? Animation is built on plagiarism. If it weren't for someone plagiarizing the Honeymooners, we wouldn't have the Flintstones. If someone hadn't ripped off Sergeant Bilko, there'd be no Top Cat. Huckleberry Hound, Chief Wiggum, Yogi Bear.
Yeah, everything is basically a rip-off and a re-inspiration or something. But, you know, Capcom also did this for Resident Evil 4, which is actually my favorite Resident Evil game. But they took it from a film called Dagon, and as usual, I'll link all these in the description here. This is Wikipedia, so I'm gonna archive that for you guys. Yeah, Wikipedia can be a good source for some things, but these days it's garbage. And I believe one of the co-founders has actually completely disavowed this site, because any moron can come up here and put their political agendas or their misinformation, and their team of fact checkers don't actually fact check jack shit. So you literally got warring factions coming in and editing these articles, so it's ridiculous. But you can actually trust it on certain things like this. Talking about this movie here, so released in Spain. Okay, it was a Spanish horror film. And yeah, it has a lot of the same beats as RE4. So I heard about this a long time ago, but I've never. This is actually the first time I've actually gotten into this while doing some research for this here. But yeah, there's a lot of beats here. A Spanish village, and it's a cult. A lot of the same stuff happens in here that happens in RE4. So very interesting. So again, this isn't the first time Capcom's been alleged to do something like this. I guess, you know, RE4's, some people stated this pretty much it is straight up based off of this, but yeah, very interesting. So meanwhile, Resident Evil Village is off to a promising start. It became the first franchise entry to break 100,000 concurrent players on Steam, with a peak of 106.6 thousand registered last Saturday by Steam charts. In the UK, Capcom's latest survival horror title was the biggest retail launch of the year after Super Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury, and third biggest PS5 launch to date behind Spider-Man Miles Morales and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, according to Game Industry. Resident Evil Village also got high grades from critics, including the 9, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a good game. I haven't played it. I've seen some gameplay. It's funny, as I believe Shirako Gaming on YouTube. He did a guide. Well, not a guide. He was just he was in the Lady Dimitrescu fight, and he was going around literally slapping her ass with the fly swatter. It's hilarious. The man took the time to figure out her attack patterns just so he could sneak up behind her and smack her ass. Magnificent stuff. Oh man, and it's funny. The other people are getting their panties all in a bunch when they show again, spoiler alerts, when they show Dimitrescu's final form, and everyone's like, "Oh, see, y'all are all creepy. Yeah, look at your pretty lady now." I'm like, duh, it's a Resident Evil game. Of course the woman was a fucking monster. Are you kidding me? That ain't gonna stop these people. Well, I highly doubt that they're actually gonna get sued or anything for that. Capcom's a massive company, and this guy, yeah, Richard Raphorst, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the money to take on Capcom, so, I mean, the least, look, do I believe Capcom plagiarized or ripped this guy off? Something like this is pretty on the money to me. I mean, who's to say, but that's pretty, that's pretty close. A very, very interesting. Like, that's, man. Well, if Capcom did plagiarize this guy, the least they could do is give him credit for it in the credits and toss him a few shekels. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. They're just going to ignore this and move on. So that's what these people do. The thing is, even though I believe Capcom probably ripped this guy off, that's hard to prove these days. I mean, if the guy had the money, he probably would win something in court. But this is Capcom, and they've got very, 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 very expensive lawyers, and they would drag this out and bleed this guy dry. So there'd be no point in it. But I'm making the assumption that they did plagiarize this guy. Even though this is, in my opinion, on the money, I'm still making an assumption. So it's quite possible that this is all just a creepy coincidence, even though I've been showing other things on Twitter. I don't want to like pull them up in here because they're not as spot on as this. The other stuff I've seen has some, the monsters kind of have the same shapes, but they're kind of different in other ways. But man, propeller head, this is pretty egregious if you ask me, but I highly doubt this guy's going to get anything out of Capcom, and they're just going to move on and ignore this thing. So that's how these companies do, that's what they do. But pretty unfortunate for this guy, because I believe he got ripped off, and he's not going to get any recognition, unfortunately, so that sucks. So what's your name? Richard Raphorst? Yeah, I'm sorry that, if you did get ripped off and what you claim is true, yeah, that sucks, and sucks that, this happens a lot, actually. These massive corporations, they steal something or they plagiarize something, and it ends up in a movie or a song or something, and the original person who did the art never gets a dime or gets any recognition, so it sucks, but, hopefully, Richard Raphorst, you'll get what's coming to you, and you'll either get some money or maybe a really good job on a video game to make up for the lost revenue here. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys today. If you like what you see, like what you hear, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit me up on social media. I'm on Twitter, Gab, Vines. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.